Welcome to The Advisory, the first and last advice show on the internet, where every week James tries to mess up my intro, but not this week, because we're here to answer questions to learn a little bit more about what it means to be human. All advice is final and legally binding. On this week's episode of The Advisory, got all kinds of fun questions to answer. We're going to try and find somebody a boring girlfriend. We're going to try and prevent someone stealing a very common household item that you may not expect. And then, of course, our feature question for this week. My coworker published it's a book, and let me tell you, it's a little bit smutty, James. It's a little bit smutty. Could we Oh, no, sorry. Something's ringing. Hello, David speaking.
Hey, dude. I'm not. Sorry, this is super awkward. I'm still driving.
Oh, you're in the car?
I'm still driving back home right now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You shouldn't be doing this and driving, I don't think. Are you on the hand? Yeah, I can see you're not on the hands-free.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's, new cars and stuff, so they're pretty smart tech.
That drives itself, basically.
Pretty much. You can see that my hands aren't on the steering wheel. And it's
on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Were you particularly busy? I mean, we do this at the same time every week. I
knew that we were eventually going to get to the point where you were going to throw to me to get sort of the digital data in to cover us, and I just went, oh, what's that guy doing over there? Okay, and I knew that I wasn't going to be situated and ready to do that, so I just sort of wanted to call you really quick, let you know the stream is still going. We're still live. It's just that,
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm just not there yet. Fuck off, cunt. Sorry, people
is
dog.
Mate, the traffic, bloody traffic. Am I right?
Shit. It's called the zip. Get the fuck out of it. It's called the zipper method. Okay, it's a 1-for-1. You go in, they go in. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're giving way.
Yeah.
The zipper method, dude. And these people.
It's not that complicated. You know what shits me off when I'm driving is when someone gives way like incorrectly to somebody to try and be nice, and it just creates it's a whole thing.
Oh, tell me about it.
I hate when you've made it more dangerous than it needed to be, you know?
Definitely. I hate when fucking people don't step on the goddamn gas. Oh my god. I got a podcast to record. Okay.
He's in a rush, yeah.
Alright, I should only be a few minutes. I'm gonna throw to you in the gallery. And then we should be good to go. But you can just vamp. You've sort of got you've got something to talk about at the beginning of the show.
I'll filibuster, shall I?
Yeah.
Great. Well, I didn't prepare any material because you didn't forewarn me of this, so this is great.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm fucking hauling down the freeway right now.
No, I can see that. It looks really dangerous, actually.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I just don't want to cause any. Jesus, that cunt almost drove in front of me. Yeah. You've probably got something. We'll cut to you really quick. I should only be like 2 minutes.
Okay.
If anything. So. Hey, I believe that you can vamp, you know?
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, this is the 1 week where this is probably... Okay, sure. Yeah, we can do that. Listen, James,
I clicked him. Okay.
This is going to go well. I've been drinking since 3 p.m. I haven't eaten today, so this is going to be...
I've also been drinking. I'm going to have to go.
You shouldn't... While you're driving. I guess it's just me. I guess my concern here is that anything I say legally isn't covered by the disclaimer, so I gotta be really careful on sort of what I pick. I've been kind of busy lately. I've been working on making a video game at the moment. So it's been occupying some of my time. I did have a very bizarre conversation with a mechanic today that was fucking weird. So I'm trying to book my car in for a service because I haven't serviced it in like 4 years because I'm really slack. But like it kind of runs itself. It's a Toyota, you know how these things are. And I got on the phone with this dude, and we get, and I'm sort of like, hey, I want to book it in. I haven't brought it for a service for a while. And he immediately went, why haven't you brought it for a service for a while? And I said, well, because I haven't needed to, and I mostly do city driving. And he just gave me this, like, it wasn't a spiel, but it was just a very awkwardly delivered. It was like a dad who isn't a dad trying to give you dad advice. That was sort of the vibe of the conversation.
He grilled you.
At the end of it,
he grilled you, yeah.
It wasn't even grilling, because grilling like has an energy. It was sort of like a vague, like he was just like he was like describing the things that could happen if you don't get it serviced without specifically saying you should get your car serviced. It was just like a fucking weird interaction, frankly. I'm not really sure what to make of it between you, me, and the fence post.
Welcome back to your favorite advice podcast, the Advice So Nice. We give it twice. We
Yeah,
don't really. We maybe do
yeah.
one or two pieces of
You
advice.
can listen to it twice if you want.
Oof.
I
Ugh.
don't. You can.
Would
It's an
you
option.
though? Oh, it's an option.
Would you?
You're gonna
Could
piss
you?
your
Would
time away.
you? Would you eat it on a bus? Would you eat it on a car? Would you listen to the advisory twice if I said that was going too far? Thank you. I'm Dr. Zeus, but I'm less anti-Semitic. James, could we have the disclaimer? Is that possible?
The following show features goofs performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, Black Swan Society and the idiots in front of you must insist that no one attempt to actually follow any advice spewed into the world on this show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Digital Dana. We appreciate your service, and we hope that wherever it is you go when you're not on our screen, that you're having a good time. Whatever you're up to, you business-seeming person. If I'm being honest, I'm not really sure.
My
James,
theory is she goes into your electronics, and she hates it in there.
She's always moving the dials and the things on the switchboard so that it's different every week, even though nothing's changed.
No, she specifically goes into your vintage fucking iPhone that you've got, and she hates that it's in grayscale.
It's not that old. It's an SE. It's a new model. It's the newest SE model.
Oh fuck! Don't show it on. Oh my god! Don't show it on stream.
I appreciate this.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That guy just showed a fucking iPhone SE. Oh shit! Okay, that's gonna take me a minute. That's going to take me a minute to get over.
So Tim is going to be very upset with you.
And it's in grace. Oh, fuck. It's in grayscale as well.
If I could have a clamshell, I would. But the clamshell doesn't have Spotify.
Okay. I think at some point,
my
vision for you at some point is a Nokia 3110 and probably a megaphone, just to sort of hail down taxis, those kinds of things, because you won't be able to use Uber, obviously. And probably a Discman. I'm going to say a Walkman, a 90s Discman, yeah.
I do own the first iPod, and it still works. I could just go back to that.
Okay, well, that's perfectly fine, and that's not. And I'd actually be happier if you use that. But if you show that iPhone SE on stream again, I might fully vomit. So please don't do that. Yeah.
Well, I can take your mind off it with some advice.
Oh, okay. Is
that just for fun? Just a bit of change. James, this first piece of advice, this first, if you will, the first nibble on the charcuterie board that is this week's advice comes from...
Disgusting. Let's do it.
I'm so hungry. I don't know if you can tell. This comes from adflashy3561 on reddit.com, the asshole of the internet. This question: so I work at a nationally known fitness facility. We offer showers like most gyms. My shower heads keep getting stolen, and I have to keep buying and replacing them.
Yeah,
it's been about 15 to 20 I have replaced so far. I get the cheap ones, $6 at Lowe's. The budget doesn't allow for anti-theft shower heads, as the plumbing needs to be reconfigured. I need your help finding a way to catch the person.
Nah, dude. Nah, we're all adapting. We're all adapting to this new social and economic climate, and shower heads are expensive. So
hey, that's a premium.
Exactly. Maybe you just need to start putting that into the weekly subscription fee. Per month you're going to lose 15 to 20, 25 shower heads. So just calculate those numbers out and then sort of put it into everyone's subscription sort of across the board.
Is that cheaper or more expensive than buying 15 to 20 bike locks and just sort of locking your shower head to the wall sort of thing? Or do you think people are going to do the bolt cutters and take them anyway?
I think, given the current social and economic climate, if they want a fucking shower head, they'll get it. They'll fucking doesn't matter how many times you bolt that thing to the wall. You could strap it down. You could chain it down. If they want it, they're getting it. They're taking it.
Oh yeah. So are you well? Is there a way that do we have other options? Are we being too? The question is, how do I stop them stealing my shower heads? The real question
Oh,
is
cameras.
there a solution where I don't need a shower head? Okay.
Yeah.
Could you just sort of have it come from just a big pipe with water that comes
Oh,
down?
okay. Yeah.
Eliminate the need for the shower head entirely.
Yeah. Sort
Do you
of
know
just
what I'm
have,
saying?
yeah, just have water sort of spraying out of the wall.
Yeah, I mean,
that's one way to do it.
that would save you the money on the shower heads. Now, it may compromise the integrity of the bathroom after a while, right? You're definitely going to need to be regrouting often with that amount of water, but like, it kind of solves the problem.
Yeah. I sort of envisioned a series of cameras, but that were
In the showers?
strategically pointed head level up. Yeah.
It's like you want the gym cameras to be that scene in the Simpsons movie where it's like you can't see Bart naked until you just see his penis. You want that, but sort of for the camera situation where it's like you've got 27 cameras that are all strategically placed, and then one nutty one, one real, just like a blue one that you can look at.
So just to run you sort of through sort of my thinking on that one, it was to have the head and the shower head in frame, and that only, so that if someone did take it, you'd be able to see them take it, but you'd also be able to incriminate them by seeing their face. And at no point, because this is a cost cutting measure, at no point did I envision a potential part of this solution being a secondary camera that was just for the DBs and butts. Okay. So
yeah, but if we can find room in the budget if we need it. Your solution is, in self-checkouts at the moment, when you're doing the checkout, they will have a video of yourself doing it to be like, don't do crime, still do crime, steal shit from grocery stores that are national chains. Not if it's local, if it's a fucking independent business, pay them. But if it's a steal shit from grocery stores, but you want that, but sort of in the shower. Well, this is the thing. Maybe you just do the same mechanism where when I'm having a shower, all I'm seeing is my chin and the shower head. I'm not going to be trying to get up there and steal it because I can see myself on camera.
Right. Okay.
Like you have that little LED screen in the wall. That might be more expensive than replacing the shower head. So this could be like a long-term investment.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
What if we sort of, I'm thinking bathroom stall type approach, but the stall only comes up to sort of around upper chest down like that. So if you're standing
like a prison shower,
like, I mean, sure. I mean, I haven't really seen too many prison showers. Sort of again with all the stuff that you waffle on about knife play and cut play and stuff.
Like a shower in the Big Brother house. Is that better? Because they used to do that. They would have the shower and all you could see is the feet and the head.
Right.
Because you can't have any privacy in the Big Brother house.
Definitely. I thought
simply muscles.
Yeah. I thought you were going to talk about your brief stint in Wacol, but that's fine.
I don't like to talk about that publicly.
Definitely. And I thought perhaps that way, everyone can see everyone else. But I thought also that we clip that part of the wall out that goes out into the rest of the gym, just so that anybody and everybody can see upper chest up. And then that way, there's much more visibility over potential showerhead theft.
So it's like when you go to a restaurant, you can see into the kitchen.
Perfect. Yes.
But for the shower.
100%. Yeah.
And you think people are going to still come to the gym after you make this change?
Well, you're probably going to have to bump the subscription fee down about $5 a week, but yeah.
But then I could have used those $5 that I'm getting aggregate to buy more shower. I think, listen, I'm not against the idea.
Just really quick, I do think that, you think we're going to lose some people. I think that might gain us some people. You're going to gain a lot of men. A lot of dirty birds.
A lot of dirty boys coming to the gym, but you're going to probably see your female sales decline quite a bit.
Yeah.
Female subscriptions.
Definitely.
Is my intuition there. On account of men being pretty gross.
And maybe this was pretty sexist of me. I just assumed that it was only shower heads going missing in the male bathrooms. I don't
What?
really.
James.
I don't really see.
Sorry, call the patriarchy. You lost one of your own.
Okay.
Sorry, the queen. Are you there? Oh shit, she's dead. It's the king. Cool. I didn't mean to. Too soon. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Ooh. But I just wanted to let you know. No, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Well, it's a business call, Charles. But yeah, just I'm doing my show that you're a fan of, and I did notice that you one of your own has kind of you left them behind in Australia when we kicked you out, and told you to go back to England.
I don't know how
And he's
he's
still here, and he's
I don't know
actually
how he's
towing the
holding
line
it.
still. So
And
feel
those
free
puffy,
to pick him up.
those
Pick
puffy
him up
little
at your earliest
mittens.
convenience. I'll chat to you soon, Charles. And I'm still never gonna forgive you for all that stuff you did with those kids. But come get your boy. All right, bye.
Hey,
Sorry,
really
what's up?
quick, for anyone listening,
What's going on?
I don't know what all of that was, but Google King Charles hands. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that.
You want to do that?
Oh, what's gonna happen? Finger detail sparks concern.
Just King Charles hands. That's all you want to put into Google, and peep some of those images. That's it.
Just a reminder that these are king. Oh my god. I don't like this. Oh my god. I don't like this at all. Thank you for this cursed knowledge, James. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You went, I've got this toxic thing in my noggin. And then you said to yourself, you know what one should do with a toxic thing that can spread is you licked your palm and then you sort of just walked across and you sort of just like touched a bunch of surfaces in a public place.
Let's just give it a few more seconds. Okay, perfect. Now that you've Googled it, you will actually die in 7 days now. So sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Got him good. Unless you tell someone else to Google it.
Oh, it's like it follows. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to pass it on.
Yeah, you got to infect them with the knowledge of it, I guess. The image.
The knowledge of those weird digis, of those big sausages.
Puffy mittens.
Those just swollen knuckles.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the more visibility you have across the shower heads, the less likely you're going to have people stealing the shower heads.
You're not wrong. I mean, people still stuff in front of cameras all the time. I think the bike lock solution was pretty solid. Yours is pretty.
Sorry, the guy who is wearing a full hoodie and gloves and half a balaclava across his face, who is in the shower mid wash with all of that on. Dead giveaway what he's about to do.
Should have stopped him coming in the door.
I mean, that's on you guys.
Yeah, that's really on the gym at a certain point.
Yeah.
Showerheads, James, is the resale market for that quite lucrative? Like, I was trying to think about this when I found this question. I was like, is this a market we should be getting into, maybe?
Maybe they've got copper inside them and they're taking them to the wreckers.
Yeah, like, is this the kind of thing where, pivoting to invest in an independent publishing brand is the wrong maneuver, and what we should be doing is stripping copper from showerheads to sell to
stealing
resellers.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Could you and this will be my last suggestion, then we'll move on. But it's a gym. Okay, what do people do when they go to the gym? They're trying to get their workout on. If they're a normal person, they're trying to get fit. If they're gross, they're trying to peep some bods. Okay, we know you gym guys. And gals can be gross too, but mostly
sexist, dude. So sexist. Yep.
Mostly 'tis the men. The other component here is I guess because my first thought was how are they getting them out of the gym, and I guess they're just putting them in their bag, right?
Definitely. So you said something there that I just want to touch on really quickly. I know that you go to the gym, and I know that when you go to the gym, you wear your Joe from You hat. And then you were just now talking about dirty birds who get pervy at the gym. And in the TV show You, he is notoriously very pervy. He's a bit of a looky-loo.
That's his main thing.
Yeah. So sorry, just sort of I was connecting a few dots there in my mind. I just sort of wanted to paint that picture for everyone else. Yeah.
I have nothing to say about that.
Interesting thought experiment.
Well, I sort of learned from last week's experience, nay, last week's attack, that the less I say, the more likely I am to come out of it unscathed and unslandered by you. And I just have to say that the HR meeting that occurred on Tuesday about last week's recording of the advisory was very biased in your favor. I wasn't really allowed to speak and defend myself.
I remember them saying very specifically that clearly David isn't as innocent as he likes to portray because he's not saying a lot. And he thought his silence would actually be beneficial for him, but it was far more incriminating than he thought. Yeah.
Okay, well, what they said is that, you know, we find that David is mostly innocent. And so what you've done there is you've kind of twisted the words of that meeting.
Okay, just that wasn't the narrative.
Made a new meaning.
That wasn't the narrative after you left the room. That's all I'm going to say. The second,
you guys talk.
The second secret meeting that was put on my calendar called parentheses, aka the real meeting, you know, close bracket. That wasn't the sort of the discussion that was taking place there. So
cool. Yeah.
And the last 15 minutes, we were sort of sorting through headshots for potential sort of.
No, that's cool.
Yes.
I guess in that case, fuck your gym and fuck your showerheads. We're moving on. I have to fucking put up with this. James, the next piece of advice comes from what is clearly a made up fucking username, but here we are. It's clearly a burner account. DFHKIGFRJV on Reddit. At least, like, I feel like if you're gonna do a Reddit burner account,
I follow that guy. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Was he have like good takes on basketball or something?
Yeah, a lot of really good hot takes on sort of the MCU.
Oh, he's into those bland Marvel films that everyone loves.
Yeah. Why? You got something? You got something from him, or?
Yeah, I got something from him. Yeah, he says he sent this to me and he said, James, I would love your help with this one. James, I'd love to meet a boring girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. This one, just prepare yourself. I'm going to work through it. We can work through it together. We can provide some advice, and then we can move on to our feature question, because I feel like this is the type of advice where if you dwell on it for too long, it does start to do some long-term damage to you and to your personality and to your ability to think about the world and the people in it. That's what I would say. So, you know, just a warning. Okay.
A little bit of a
James,
horcrux of a question or something you got.
Yeah, it's sort of a soul split into 7 parts. One of them is a snake and one of them is a little boy. That's where it's from.
Spoilers, dude. I've only finished the 5th book.
Fuck, really? Oh, you can stop. It's fine. They only get bad from there. Sorry. I meant after the 3rd. Got him. Sorry. Anyway, one of my greatest joys in life has been the last few years of people realizing that Harry Potter wasn't that good. Because that's been a very known quantity in the literary community for quite a long time. And it's just been very it's like Schadenfreude to be like, you've
had a little Harry bee under your bonnet.
Oh,
okay.
There are like, someone's got him clipped somewhere. There are rants from Art for Artists where someone got me started and I just went off on it. You know, let me tell you that much.
Wow.
I'm not afraid to say it how it is. But you can't say anything anymore, James. PC gone mad, so you know. But I won't be held back. So,
yeah,
you know,
it's such a fringe opinion too. You know, to be anti Harry Potter.
Well, no, I'm anti I just think the writing isn't good. I don't really have a particular opinion. But anyway, we can't get into it. I think if you
I read a Neil Gaiman book pretty similar to it at one point, but I don't really.
She might have got her ideas from somewhere. I don't know.
Vaguely, just sort
vaguely similar in the way that it's exactly the same idea and almost it's the same character.
Lateral thinking, I think it was just sort of. Is that what they call it when like 2 people have the exact same thought at the same time?
I think it's like parallel thinking.
Parallel thinking, yeah.
Lateral thinking. That's not the same thing. Anyway, I just think if you're lashing your entire identity to a piece of media, you need to re-examine the way that you interact with the world.
And my takeaway is double down, do more of it. Fuck it. Why not?
Lean in. Because that way, if Star Wars is bad, you're even more offended. James, first off, boring might not be the best word, but I can't think of a better one. I've been called boring, so I'll use that word.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, bit of a cell phone there. I've been called boring because I'm a 20. I fucking so hard to read stuff that's written poorly. Okay, sorry. The grammar's wrong here. I'm gonna fix it on the fly. I've been called boring because I'm a 20-year-old guy who doesn't like partying, drinking, going out too often, etc.
Okay.
I very much prefer to stay inside and do something like watch a TV or a movie or some non-party activities like bowling, walks, or whatever. So just human stuff. He's describing being just doesn't like parties, didn't need to add the other stuff. Like,
yeah.
bowling and walks is fine.
I love the
weird.
people call me boring because I like everything other than partying. A shorter list is just I don't like partying. That's it.
Don't like, but everyone loves bowling.
Right.
It's very fun, and if you're bad at it, it's even more fun. Like, it's an activity that is never not fun.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Most people tell me I have boring hobbies and I'm generally a boring person. I don't personally mind this.
Okay.
Hey, bud. I don't know if I believe that. I think the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah. Also, who are these people that are constantly telling you how fucking boring you are that you have in your life?
Yeah.
They sound kind of shitty.
Is it your family? Is it your friends? I don't know. I know others enjoy things that I don't, and that's fine. Very mature attitude. Love it. If they have fun with that stuff, then great. But I don't, so I won't do it a lot. So far, super sane. Super sane, not super saiyan. Just to be clear, in case anyone misheard me and they were thinking there was a Goku scenario. Okay.
Yeah. David's a huge DBZ fan that he, funnily enough, has attached his identity to. So it was weird that he had that rant
Big
about
time.
not doing that.
I love it when they fight. I love it when I love it when the hair goes yellow. That's a big favorite moment for me.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It's exciting. And I like it when do they fight aliens? I like it when they do that.
Wow.
All right.
What did you never really got around to any of that, huh? I once sort of skipped you a little bit.
I've never really done anime. Not really for me.
Right.
Yeah. I like it when they power up.
Yeah. So you've chosen to exclude an entire form of art and media from your life because you don't like drawings?
No, I've consumed some anime. Like I quite like what do I like? I like Darker Than Black. I love that. I've done like Ghost in the Shell. Like I've done some anime. It's just like not really. It was never really in front of me growing up, so I didn't really get into it.
Sorry, I was taking a really strong stance there, like I gave a shit. I actually don't. I actually don't care.
Classic James. Yeah. Doesn't give a shit about me at all as a person, as a co-host, as a co-worker, as a co-owner. Sorry, as
there were a lot of talk there. Yeah, there were a lot of talks in that meeting. So let's just not sort of talk about that sort of.
He did zuck me pretty hard. James, let me tell you, I know this may hurt my odds with finding a girlfriend. Yeah, maybe. Does anyone have any tips on how to do this? Specifically, I would like a girlfriend who is boring like I am, as we'd work better together.
Okay.
I think
opposites attract, but okay.
That was going to be the first thing I was going to say. Is all the relationships I've had most of the relationships I've had have been terrible and toxic, but the ones that were at least interesting were the ones where we had different interests and different hobbies and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think the issue you're going to run into is you're either asking basically like, give me a like, I don't know, like you said what you're into. You like bowling.
Yeah.
Go to the bowling alley. Like this is one of those questions of do bowling, be a bowling guy, do a bowling tournament. And then
in my relationship, I'm a real outdoorsy type. You know, I like to go
hiking.
I love hiking. I sort of abseiling.
Abseiling, taking the ute to the beach and driving on the beach.
Love all that stuff. And
Camping.
Sam hates it. You know what I mean? She hates camping.
She calls you a fucking idiot when you do it. She says you're
hates,
filthy and dirty. she's you just made eye contact with her.
What's funny about that is I'm shit talking because she's sitting right behind me. And I think even now with us having she still hasn't even clocked that I'm even talking about her at all.
Yeah, that's the genius of podcasting, James. Is context is everything.
Yeah. Isn't that right, Sam?
I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the audio for anybody.
So funny. She turns around wearing headphones, and I'm like, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not listening to you fucking rattle on for an hour.
Yeah.
James, I genuinely, because people have called me boring. Hard disagree. Okay, I think that my opinions on the socio-political climate in the wake of World War II are very interesting. All right. I think that my opinions on literary theory are very interesting. So I would reject the claim boring. But I figured you would be best placed to help this. Okay. Well, this is my point. Is how do we help? How do we help this person? How do we go about this? With my contemporary dating knowledge and your just general having your life together.
I think that man, relationships so difficult.
Isn't it
so difficult these days, and Tinder, and Bumble, Hinge, all of these. Grindr, don't want to exclude anyone.
Grindr, Splinter, Michelangelo. No, there's the Ninja Turtles.
Look, this is less for him now, and it's we'll get to him in a second. Okay, take a seat, mate. What if you and I we start our own dating app called Snooze Fest?
Okay, listening.
And it's the tagline is boring is better, and
genius. Yeah, okay.
And we making it because look, in the wake of COVID and everyone working from home, everyone's waffling on about the same shit. They barely go outside anymore. They're all working from home. They don't get to meet people. Blah 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 blah. Shut up about it. That's our official stance, by the way. This is an ad. I'm doing an ad read, basically.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And then so we've come in and we've made the new dating app for the new world, where everyone does just binge Netflix and movies and TV shows. And everyone is a homebody who's boring. You know what I mean? And we create a platform at Snooze Fest. Boring is better. And we connect people who are boring.
Maybe the way that it works is like in order to connect with somebody, you have to it's like the opposite of dating platforms where the less you say, the more likely you are to get a match. With ours, there's a minimum word count of 200 on any prompt or response to begin a conversation.
Okay.
So you really have to just waffle on about fucking nothing. About stuff no one cares about in order to get a connection.
Oh, yeah. I like that. A minimum number of characters to be able to send a message.
It's the opposite of Twitter, where it's like you need to provide 240 characters in order to start the conversation.
Yes.
To be completely fucking honest, if that was how dating apps worked, it would kind of solve the biggest issue, which is no one ever says anything about anything. Just no one has anything to say about anything. Ever. It's insane how few opinions and just ideas people have. But if you push them into it, if you say you will die alone, if you don't,
okay, this is great. This is another one of our ads. Yeah.
If you don't, this is the ad on TV.
Yeah.
If you want to die alone, then you should delete our app, because with our app you won't die alone as long as you just really bang on about some shit that no one cares about.
Fucking yeah, perfect. Perfect. Do you want to
Put that
die?
on
Do you want to
Channel 10.
die alone? Then don't download. Then don't download our app.
Don't download our app.
At Snooze
You know what
Fest,
shits me as well?
boring is better.
So Hinge's whole tagline is designed to be deleted. Now, unfortunately
Okay,
for
yeah.
Hinge, I work in software engineering and product design, and it is designed to trick you into thinking that you're gonna get a match. Like algorithmically, it is designed, the way that it works is it's designed to give you enough matches often enough that you don't delete it, such that they can get you to buy a premium subscription to be seen more so that you do get matches. Like they have specifically designed it to not get you matches.
Okay. What if our premium tier makes it so that you only need 120 characters to be able to message people? So we're monetizing bringing down how much you have to talk. Or do we not want to do
that? No, other direction. If you get premium, it forces like you to have the same character limit, but they have to write more.
It forces, it adds an extra 120 onto their characters to message you.
So they have to be more interesting in order for you to learn more about them to see if you're interested.
Or does that potentially create a speed bump where you're like, ugh, this is too much trying to message this guy. I'm just not going to bother.
Well, what's the premium appeal then? Is the question. Maybe there's no premium.
Oh, there's premium. We just have to.
You're like,
oh, there's premium.
We're monetizing this. Don't worry about that. Don't you bloody worry about that. Maybe, hang on. Maybe the way it works is if you get a match and you try and ask for their phone number, it goes, hey, give us $5 first. You try and exchange numbers or Instagram handles or whatever.
Okay.
The app says, whoa, $5. $5 for Natalie's phone number.
Yeah, I want it so that there's no ability to share outside social platforms until you reach sort of like a certain point. Because
you're doing an Elon Musk style.
Well, no,
sharing.
Well, mainly it was just because you're always texting me and being like, oh, how people are basically using dating apps to promote their social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always private accounts, so that you have to go to the account and follow it to boost their follower numbers to even be able to see their pictures and interact with them and blah, 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 all that stuff. But then again, that does sort of like, it is a form of social proof. Is this guy catfishing me? I can go over to his social media platform. So, hey, I'm not saying that there's no kinks in this idea. I'm just saying that so far we have a dating app for boring people.
I think it's
the best one on the market. Okay. And it's designed to be deleted. We're stealing their tagline.
We're taking it. James, you're good at marketing. I can write the code. We're good to go.
Perfect.
Done. I can write code because of whatever it is I do these days. No one's really sure.
Yeah. You've tried to explain it, but it's like, it all sounds made up. So
it does fully sound made up. Yeah. So,
I don't know if that well, I mean, I guess we are helping him because we're making this cool app that he's going to be able to use.
The app of the century.
Does anyone have tips on how to find a boring girlfriend though?
I've thought about this a lot.
Okay.
Because this is an issue I have, but like I have a lot of pretty nerdy friends.
It frames it in like a really negative light to
this is the thing. Yeah.
I'm pursuing someone for this and then negative reason.
Yeah. It's not like I'm looking for people interested in these things. Cause like, okay, this is my suggestion is you get on the dating apps and you do what every fucking person does, which is you say, I like being outdoors. I like adventure. I'm not really into partying. I'm looking for something serious. And you will get...
Right. Stop reading your own Hinge profile and tell us what everyone else says.
You will get immediately people that are like, they just want to marry you straight up. Like you're going to find somebody that's like, I want to marry you and never leave the house. And just read books and chill out and not go to parties. Like you will find... I guess you're 20, it's tricky. I mean, I had this issue when I was 20, and I just started dating older women. That was honestly how I solved it. That's not a bit. That is how I solved it. I just started dating older.
How much older?
What do you what do you mean?
How much older were you? What was your sort of? You were like, nah, no one in this age range. Got to bump it up to.
I think I did. I'm trying to think. When I was 20. It would have been like 24 upwards. And then
That was you.
what?
That was you saying like, ugh, these 20-year-olds, they don't know how to live.
You can set,
24-year-olds,
like, a day range.
they've
Yeah.
got it figured out.
Well, usually because like if they're doing a uni degree, they finish it and they have an adult job. Like it's a weird type of age where it does make a difference usually.
Okay. Yeah.
With like it's like which phase it's less about age and more about which phase they're at in their life. Because I was already in the like worky part of it because I'd been doing full-time work, you know, since I was like what the second I finished school, basically. But the thing that was interesting about that is that didn't really change as I've gotten older. So I think the oldest I've dated is when I was 26. I was dating someone that was 34. So that's
Okay.
like what, 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe just try dating older. Like you might be surprised.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also shift out of calling it that you're looking for someone boring.
Yeah. Reframe it.
Yeah,
Find a way to talk about it. And
Yeah, you want to date
like
people.
doing this stuff.
Yeah, you just want you're doing what everyone's doing. They're trying to find someone who has like interests. That's not a fringe thing. You're just you have specific interests. So does fucking everyone. Yours just don't happen to be the mainstream thing for the people
the
in your
age.
age
Yeah.
demographic. Yeah.
Exactly. And like that, honestly, jokes, just wait over there for a minute. That happens. And like, unfortunately, as you get older, it will solve itself. I'm going to be completely fucking honest. It'll solve itself. But in the meantime, you need to try and work out, yeah. You can date older if you could just find people that'll like you. And like, also go to stuff. This is my biggest piece of advice for fucking anyone young who's like, I'm not into drinking and partying and stuff. But you're like, if you're really into anime or you're really into Marvel or something, go and find like, I guarantee there'll be a Facebook group near you or like a community that like gets together and plays like Marvel fucking tabletop role-playing games or, you know.
Go to Supernova.
does,
That's
like,
on in a month.
Yeah, go to shit like that. That was how I met all the people that I you know, ended up dating or was interested in when I was that age. Like I just went to those events and you meet people that are the same age and into the same weird shit you are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I met people in clubs.
That's because you're
Partying.
cool.
Yeah.
You've got tattoos and you're a cool guy and you know.
Hang out where metal people hang out. They're very welcoming, very friendly.
Yeah.
You can be at a bar, see a guy with a great mustache, and then say, hell of a mustache, and then you end up dancing together, you know?
Yeah. It's good stuff. Also, actually, that's a really good piece of advice in general. People are usually really nice for the most part. You just have to bring the right energy and be open to like meeting people, I think. You know?
Solved. Also patent pending on the
yeah, also
app,
if you touch our idea, we have 4 lawyers sitting in a room writing down a patent right now. If you fucking touch that shit, anything similar to it, we'll come after you. We're famously litigious.
We have 4 lawyers, okay? Let that be a warning. What does that mean? What does that mean when we've got 4 lawyers? That means that when we kill you for stealing our idea, we have 4 people to help us get away with it.
Get away with it. So keep that in mind. James, turning to slightly more honestly, when I saw this, I almost texted you, but I wanted you to come into it cold because every now and then, so I've talked about this before, gathering questions for the advisory is a harrowing journey into the just cesspool that is humanity.
Some would say it's a journey into the minds of strange people, and they're off doing strange things. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't say that.
It's so weird that people do that, you know?
They wouldn't say that. They would never say that. James, this one I saw and fell out of my fucking chair.
Okay.
Like, I would have thought it was fake if the details weren't so extensive.
Okay.
So I've titled it "My Coworker Published a Porno."
All right. Is this the feature?
This is the feature question.
Okay.
We're doing it. One of my coworkers wrote his first book. We're so excited for him and realized that even
congratulations. Well done.
It's hard work. A lot of people never finish projects they start. Well done.
It's hard work. It's thankless work. And now, unfortunately, begins the harrowing journey of taking off the fun hat and putting on the shit hat and selling it.
Yeah, it sucks. Interviews aren't so
Welcome
bad, but
to
the
hell.
rest of it sucks. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. We are so excited for him and realized that even if it is self-published, it's a huge accomplishment. He actually gave out free copies to everyone in our department and all of management.
Don't tarnish it. Don't tarnish it by saying some shit like that, you fuck. Oh, what a fucking little jab that was to tear this person down. What an accomplishment. They wrote their own book. Oh my God. People fucking struggle to write a blog post, let alone write anything
Even
these
if
days,
it
because
is
ChatGPT will write
self-published.
fucking anything that you want. And he wrote an entire book. Well done. Self-bloody published though. Flush.
What? Wow. I can ignore the quality of the writing of the book, but what I, and now the rest of the office, can't ignore is that it is incredibly sexually explicit. It invents
Ugh.
euphemisms that are as awkward as they are confusing while describing activities I would not normally advise discussing with your boss.
Oh,
It's become
this
office
is
gossip.
this is weird. This is weird, dude. I don't know why you shared your fuck book with the people
The
that you work
energy's
with.
weird. The energy's weird.
Hey guys, I've been working on a book. Oh, awesome. What's it about? Lot of
So-
fucking.
The big fuck one.
Oh, okay. Why did
It's a
you feel
fuck
the need
book.
to tell people at your job about that? Need as
I
many
dunno.
eyes reading my fuck book. I need those Google fucking reviews. I need those
I
good
need-
read reviews.
I didn't write it not to be read.
Can't argue with
Yeah.
that. Can't argue with
hey.
that. Yeah.
Didn't make art for it not to be consumed. It's becoming office gossip enough that several of my coworkers read it aloud to each other during lunch for a good laugh. Certain foods have henceforth been banned from our department as a result of some particularly memorable passages. If he's out of the office, he is no longer mentioned without a joke about his book following, which is a shame since he's probably one of the nicest people I know.
Right.
Okay. I hope the book would become old news, but he is really promoting it. We're talking emails about book signing events, telling everyone about how it's going to be turned into a TV show and a play and maybe a movie, and other things for which etiquette demands congratulations, but everyone knows will never happen.
Whoa, wait. Sorry. Are
I think he's
these
just lying.
are these all okay, so these are pipe dream things? These are all like would be great if this happened, or he's like in talks to
It's
have
unclear. We're emails about book signing events, telling everyone about how it's going to be turned into a TV show and a play and maybe a movie. But like no clear indication if that's him just speculating.
Also, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one because why would they be turning it into a play and a movie at the exact same time?
Yeah.
That's a weird
Just
one.
pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one. I feel like this is going to blow up. If any of our very conservative bosses who received a copy of the book actually read it, if he ever finds out what other That's
Oh
also really
no
good.
way. Oh yes, and here are the reports, obviously, with SWOT analysis on our competitors. It's great. A lot of reading in that one. Let me just pop that there on your desk. And oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? A little copy of my book that I read. I'm just gonna put I'm gonna put that right there on the top. Once you're done with that SWOT analysis, why don't you take a little load off and take a
give it a
load
leaf.
off and flick through my book.
Take a load off and maybe take your pants off. Okay, Jared. Okay. All right. Little inappropriate. Little work inappropriate.
Right, yeah, totally.
Little work inappropriate.
Totes and approps for the office, mate.
Totes inappropriate for the work social. No, I can't. There's a rhyme there somewhere.
Oof.
Oh,
Oof. And
it's in
he's
there.
the writer. And he is the writer.
That's how you know
guys.
it's a hard one to
Damn.
crack. If I can't do it, actually, I've always been bad at poetry. I remember my poetry tutor at university asking me politely never to write poetry after that class. He was like, "You're a very talented prose writer, but I don't think you have a future in poetry,
Yeah.
and perhaps you shouldn't feel comfortable sharing it beyond the confines of this."
And also,
class."
David, I'm fully aware that you plagiarized this. What do you mean? Well, you wrote The Cat's in the Cradle and The Silver Spoon. Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon. Okay. When's he coming home? I don't know when. We'll get together then. That's a song.
Yeah.
That's a song.
It's a
You
song.
plagiarized that.
I mean, it's also all the way bars. It's obviously bars, but it is It is
Plagiarism.
stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, bars, but still stolen.
Right.
If any of our very conservative bosses who received a copy actually read it, if he ever finds out what other people have been saying, or if any of our bosses found out the level of ridicule he's been subject to behind his back, there will be problems. Management for our department runs pretty hot and cold. Usually it's entirely hands off until a situation reaches the tipping point and it turns into the Spanish Inquisition. So it's every SLT ever. It's every senior leadership team who's like, we're just going to collect a paycheck and do nothing unless we need to protect our interest, in which case, get all the troops sorted out, fix it.
Right.
With no context ever.
So very much,
like,
it's
fix
very,
it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you guys got it. Up until a point where it gets real bad and they're like, ah, guys, what have you done?
Guys, do just fix it, and we're going to pretend that it wasn't a structural reason this happened that we're responsible for. Just fix it. I'm pretty junior, and I don't think it's my place to tell him or anyone else to stop talking about it. Do you have a suggestion for how to get out of these potentially damaging bash fests? Is there a rinse and repeat phrase to shut down the negative but so tempting discussions that are not overly formal? I'd appreciate any advice on keeping my mouth shut if you can't say anything nice and all that. A skill I'm developing as part of my stay employed plan. Side note, as far as I know, it was not written on company time, and he sends out promotional emails at most once a week, only to coworkers he knows personally. The promotion is more amusing than bothersome. Now, James, this does kind of relate to this week's episode of We Were Wonderful, where you're talking about gossip.
It
You're
does.
talking about the way that gossip ingratiates in groups and creates out groups, because spoilers, the social is predicated on its exclusions. And it makes me wonder, are you taking the right approach here?
I mean, you can't shut it down. You got to engage.
You got to.
If the research, again, from the latest episode of Weird But Wonderful, check it out wherever you get pods. If that indicates anything, it says that you should engage in gossip in the workplace. Otherwise, you risk being essentially socially ostracized. Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's like a trust thing. I'm shit talking. Does this person shit talk? If they don't, it's kind of like if I commit a crime and you commit a crime at the same time, and we both know, we have it over each other. So neither of us are gonna like dob on each other, you know what I mean? But if I commit a crime
assured destruction
and you don't commit a crime, I can't necessarily trust you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I probably, on balance, commit more crimes than you do.
This is an example. This is.
Oh, this was hypothetical.
Yeah.
Sorry. In which case, what I said was a joke. Just that was a joke. So
it's not a joke.
That was a joke. I don't do crime.
Let's move on
because I know that we had a legal disclaimer, but sometimes it's fine.
Gets muddy. Yeah.
Do you think? Because my other thought when I was going through this initially, after I got over how fucking funny this is this like a setup? Like, is he a double agent for the management, trying to find who the gossipers are, trying to find who the bad influences are? Is he working for the big man upstairs?
I'll tell you what. I love a bit. I love a bit. I love a commitment to a bit. Commitment to the bit.
James has been committing to being my friend for 5 years, and that's been a bit the whole time.
I'll tell you what, guys.
It's one big joke.
It is going to pay off at, I know exactly when, the date and the time, and let me just say, it'll be worth it. Now.
It's my wedding day. It's my wedding day, and it's going to be brutal.
But can you trust that she's even really trying to be your wife? Or is she part of my ruse? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a rich tapestry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to know.
And the punchline, because the thing that you guys don't know yet is James is going to live stream my wedding. He's going to capture my reaction as my entire life is destroyed live on twitch.tv/Black Swan Society.
Also, I watched Operation Fortune, that Ruse de Guerre movie. That
The
new...
Guy Ritchie film. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I love that film. That's so
Yeah.
much fun.
Oh,
So much
yeah.
fun.
So I'm gonna incorporate elements of that where potentially we get probably I'm aiming for Stephen King, but I will take any author at this point. I'll take
Name 2 other authors. Can't be
um
Neil Gaiman. You already mentioned him in this episode.
Gabe. Fuck, I was just looking at my Audible. He's your friend.
Gabe Bergmoser.
Gabe Bergmoser.
That's one.
And Colleen Hoover.
Oh, you did it. Okay, that's
Now,
good.
the reason why I know Colleen Hoover is because I saw on TikTok the other day, Penguin Random House or whoever the fuck sent out boxes to like book influencers for her new book, and they call them cohos. They call them coho fans for Colleen
What?
Hoover.
Oh, they have a name for
They've got a
him.
little nickname for them. They're called coho fans. So
I don't have a nickname for my book fans
yet.
Hey, James, you're the marketing guy. I'm sure you'll think of something good.
I'll think of something.
You think of something.
Oh, by the way, that Operation Fortune movie or whatever.
Ruziga, yeah.
Oh, man. They're opening like 20, 30 minutes of that. Hot, wet piss, but it ramps up. It gets better.
Ramps up. I saw that in theater because I short tangent. I go to every Guy Ritchie film with my dad because he introduced me to Guy Ritchie as a kid with I think the first one we watched together was Rock and Roller, and then just like we watched all of his films on DVD. Like he just went and bought them all, and it was like a ritual that we had. And so now when the new one comes out, we see them all. That film, very like, it felt like him trying to do a Fast and Furious film, kind of, because he doesn't usually do like end of the world stuff. Like it very much felt like a different style.
Yes, I think it might have also. I don't know how much of the film he shot remotely, but I know that. I
think a lot of it.
Yeah, because when I mean remotely, I mean he wasn't on set. I mean he got like
he was in a different country.
He got like Skyped in.
Yeah, like he was on the Zoom call because they filmed most of it during COVID.
Yeah,
but it's always good to see Jason Statham doing his big acting on screen.
Oh, we love Statham, you know.
Aubrey Plaza, as always, fucking kill everything. I've never seen her do a bad role ever.
Bringing back Josh Hartnett, where'd that come from?
Yeah, what's he been doing?
Last time I saw him was like
up to?
40 Days of Nights. Then Scene Mission. Actually, it might have been. Fuck. Doug, actually, did he do. Sorry. I'm pretty sure he did a movie about abstinence called 40 Days and Nights. And then he did a vampire movie called 30 Days of Night. Yeah, he did.
Do you think like his agent got both manuscripts and like misheard him in the other room saying, "Yeah, I'll take that job," but just agreed to both of them, not realizing they were different?
Yes. There's 2 films here. I already said yes.
Okay, both of the films with Night in it, I guess. Sorry, what was your point about
anyway? So I'm saying that if I love a commitment to a bit, but I think that hiring someone, paying them extra to in their off hours write a full-blown raunchy, saucy sex nov to then send out to people in an office in order to lure out the people who are, I guess, you know, gossipy, shitty people to fire them? Is that the play? I think that might be. See, I think it might be a little bit too. It's a little bit too ridiculous to believe, but maybe it's just ridiculous enough to not believe it, and that's the double fake out.
Well, here's the thing, James. You've misunderstood something really important in the publishing industry, which you wouldn't know because you haven't done this before, which is it is really easy and cheap as shit to pay someone quite untalented to bang out any manuscript you want. So my assumption here is that they didn't pay the guy from work to do it. They just went on like the internet on Fiverr and hired someone to do it for like, you know, whatever the obscenely like aggressive rate is they do, where it's like $30 for like 1,000 words or something. Like they get paid fuck all for this shit. Like you could fully just get this basically written by some dude who's pumping out like 50 books a year. There's like it's an industry.
Okay. Tried to get ChatGPT to write out an introduction paragraph to a raunchy sex novel, and apparently it can't do anything. Oh, it'll put entire industries of people out of work, but it won't write me a fuck book. Get off your high horse, fucking ChatGPT.
Do you know the funniest thing about those narrow AI models at the moment is, and I think this is hilarious, is because the way they train them, they have to explicitly put in parameters to be like, don't talk about fucky fuck stuff unless it's scientific, and also don't be a Nazi, because so much of the internet is just like radicalized right-wing people talking about stuff. And I mean, they're so narrow. This is the thing that no one understands. They're such narrow models. Like, they will replace a bunch of jobs, but they will forever be co-pilots until we have broad AI. But I think it's fucking funny that even then, a human has to be like, don't do fuck stuff. Don't be a Nazi.
Yeah.
Someone has to actively tell it that. Because AI goes, but the internet likes Nazis. And that's what I was trained on.
Okay, it doesn't matter how many times you try and convince this thing to write a log line for a raunchy novel about a writer named David McNeil, it refuses to do it. Okay?
Ask it for a ask it do it like ask it for like an Amish romance novel. It should be able to do that. That was a trick that I learned. Because it should just give you something like non-sexual, but salacious still.
A delusioned writer named David McNeil abandons his fast-paced city life and finds solace in the simplicity of Amish country, where he discovers a new sense of purpose and love amidst the community's traditional way of life.
It's done it, ladies and gentlemen.
AI has done it again. It's coming for my job, it's coming for your job, and it's coming for Cummings' job. Now, I think they probably you could outsource this for very cheap and then make it seem like, a whole big thing to out the people.
Seemed like it was Greg, yeah.
However, I think that this is this person, again, you've come out of the 2019s, 2020s, 2021s, even the 2022s, okay? And now this guy finds himself sitting in an office and he's like, you know what? There's more to life than this. I need to become an author. I've always been writing my sexy smut stuff. I post it mainly on fan fiction websites under a pseudonym, Big Hog 21. And now I can't do this anymore, okay? And I need as many eyes and ears on my novel as I can right off the rip. And I'm sorry, but I have a bunch of fucking people sitting in this room who all read stuff every day. Why don't your eyes and ears read my fuck book?
It's also like, it's not, I didn't do this very consciously, but I could have, which is like, I could have promoted my book at work when it first came out. Like when I was first at QT, I could have been like, hey, I have a book, like, but I didn't do that because I kind of wanted to keep them separate worlds. If it had been a fuck book, I definitely would have kind of kept that sort of, I would have told my closest friends and been like, I wrote a naughty book.
But even then, you might test the waters. You might be like, oh man,
I'd choose the specific friends. I know that Laura likes romance novels. She'd probably read it and would give, like, she'd be a beta reader, right? But, like, I'm not trying to, like, my old boss, I'm not trying to send it to her and be like, here's my fuck book.
Man, so weird. The other night I was on Reddit and saw this someone wrote sort of like part of like a like a saucy novel about sort of like the Pokemon universe. How do you guys sort of feel about a real sexy, raunchy, saucy novel written about the Pokemon universe? You guys are sort of, Blake, I see you nodding. Let's chat later.
Well, so you want to dip your toes in first.
Yeah, okay. I'm get a sort of like, a feeling for it. amongst, I was going to say your friends, but I mean, really, you can do this anywhere.
Even if it's not a sex book, that's how you, just candidly, if you're an author, that's how you work out if you should even bring it up. Because the second that someone realizes you're an author, they go, well, what did you write? And you have to go, okay, let me gauge the situation. Are they really asking because they're interested? Are they being polite?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say here? And like, that's a really good way. It's being like, oh, did you, with my books, I'm like, oh, like, you know, did you kind of like Harry Potter and some of the ideas in that?
How did you feel about the Disney animated film Treasure Planet?
How did you feel about Treasure Planet?
Did you absolutely froth that, or
did you like Treasure Planet?
What did
you think of Pirates of the Caribbean if they were in the sky?
Yeah. How did you feel about, again, the animated film Atlantis? You sort of, any sort of
Did you, but less kind of racist. It's similar. Atlantis?
Yeah, the animated movie.
How is it like Atlantis?
Because Atlantis is kind of like Treasure Planet because they're both animated.
I like that in your head, you're like, the connective tissue between my book, Treasure Planet, and Atlantis is that Atlantis and Treasure Planet are animated.
Yeah.
No, that tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That makes sense.
So how do you feel about sort of like the Edge Chronicles and, you know, the Last of the Sky Pirates sort of, how do you sort of feel about, I know specific your approach because you hang out at JB Hi-Fi in the animated DVD section, and you've pinpointed in your minds where that Blu-ray case of Treasure Planet is, and David's standing there with a book, just waiting. Pick it up. You can't fucking pull that fucking pull that book, pull that DVD out of the fucking shelf right now, and I'm gonna launch it. This cunt.
You're
not going to use this as an opportunity.
I'm leaning on the like the bench thing, and I'm sort of like doing this there and there. And I go, oh, Treasure Planet. That's great because I was reading this really good book actually.
God.
And it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar to that actually. This copy. Oh well, this is mine, but yeah, I tell you what. Take a picture of it, and then you can. Just look it up.
Hey, get your phone out. Really quick. Yeah. Go to maynardtrig.com. You're not gonna have my fucking. Not gonna have my fucking copy of the book, you piece of shit. Stop eyeing it.
This is mine.
Yeah, but if you head over to maynardtrig.com, you'll be able to get your own paperback version. You know, you're welcome.
I also accidentally assaulted my Devil's Ivy doing that. I apologize, plant. I mean to do that. Harmed my pot plant. Also, what's up, Intrepidus in the chat?
What about going to a Starbucks and or any coffee shop anywhere, and just look for anyone reading any book, and then pull up a seat next to them and say, "I see you love reading. Might I interest you?" And then while they had the book open, slide your book down in front of it. Yeah.
Do you think, and this is because, okay, I have a genuine question about this. If someone's reading in public, if I do this very often, I will just go to there's a few like breweries and stuff near me. I will take a book, put my feet up and have a few beers and read a book.
Sorry, you'll take any book, or you post up specifically with your book and you're like, no. Just reading. Oh, what's that? Anyone? Did you ask me what I'm reading? You didn't? It's a Sky Pirate book. Have you ever seen Treasure Planet?
It's not even that. I sit there and I have it open and I go, wow, that was a great chapter in Maynard Trigg, the creature beneath the veil. Jeez, I didn't expect that twist. What an incredibly exciting
really ham it up. Really ham it up and be like, oh my God, I didn't expect the creature beneath the veil to be behind those pipes. You know?
Yeah. Intrepidus is not wrong. Oh, I'm just reading this. This that I wrote? I can't even believe. Oh my God, could you, Matt? That's crazy. Do you want to buy a copy?
Yeah, dude, Intrepid, he holds on the back of the book where it has the, more about the author and has his photo on it. He sort of holds it close.
On the dust jacket.
He holds it like next to his head to be like, oh, this guy? Oh, me? Me? My book?
You know, it's funny. They didn't let me do that when I first published them.
Oh, I
'Cause
can't imagine why. That's so strange.
well, they did a bunch. Well, the weird thing is we went to the photo, like I went to the photo session. Like they
Oh,
did
you wanted
took
to,
the
you wanted,
photos.
okay,
No, no,
you
no.
wanted the picture on it.
So what happened is, well, let me explain. So I had no particular interest. And during the whole process, the publisher, which I shan't name, was like, "Hey, we need to do some headshots for like press and media and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And so they said, "Come to this photography," and I went to the photography, and they took the headshots. And they did a specific one. The guy out loud said, "Okay, I'm gonna take a photo of you, and it's gonna be like the portrait that could be the dust jacket, portrait."
Yeah.
And I went, "Okay." And he took a few of them, and then he went through and he went, "Which ones do you like?" And I said, "All of them," because I'm,
Sorry.
a
He
handsome motherfucker.
He scrolled through and he went, "Oh, none of these, none of these." Actually, we'll just scrap the whole idea, to be honest.
And then this all happens, and then the book comes out, and they sent me an early copy. This was the copy after the one that you have, so it's like the one that looks like the book. And I remember that was after the photo shoot, and I went, "Oh, so you guys didn't use the
That's
photo?"
so weird.
And they were like, "Oh." I remember my agent.
They were like,
being
"What photo shoot? What do you mean? The photo shoot that I went to? The guy made me pop my shirt off for the dust jacket picture."
Yeah, the guy that made me get fully nude, and
what happened with those pictures?
They were like, "Yeah, I don't know. I asked them about that, and they just didn't respond to my email."
Yeah, they sent back one of these, and I didn't really know what that meant. So,
so I guess they just like didn't. Didn't think I didn't think
just those shots sitting somewhere in someone's. They're
on a hard drive.
They're on a hard drive somewhere
in
someone's folder, just collecting digidust.
I thought they're pretty good too.
Intrepid's asking about the book. This is a great marketing opportunity for you. Let's see you jump into sales mode.
Oh, I suck at this. You know what's funny is when I first I will do that in a second.
Hey, Intrepid, ever seen a little film called Treasure Planet?
You ever seen Treasure Planet and
thought, did you love it?
Read a book.
Yeah, did you watch Treasure Planet and go, "You know what I fucking hate about all this shit? The wonderful soundtrack, the beautiful animation."
We are not prepared.
We gotta pivot.
Answer.
Yeah, we gotta pivot.
Pirates of the Caribbean. You're familiar with Pirates of the Caribbean, I hope. Johnny Depp, he's doing his thing on stage. Orlando Bloom's there as well. Keira Knightley.
Are you aware of pirates as a concept and also space?
Do you know about Pirates and the Sky?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing is people are like, "What genre is it?" And I just go, because it's hard to like pin down specifically, I think, because it's not really fantasy, it's not really sci-fi. It's like kind of Mad Maxy, but it's kind of not. Like, it's just a hard to, I guess, like Steam the pirate porno. No, we're not referring to the pirate porno. That's a different thing I did.
Yeah,
I don't know. How would you describe it? You just listened to it. How would you describe it?
First of all, he wrote a Pokemon porno. It's very different.
Pokemon porno. Oh no, we're talking about. Listen, you came in late, Intrepid. We were talking about a book that a question asker had written that was a porno.
Yeah, someone wrote a porno and they're trying to essentially kickstart their writing career by selling it to all the people that they work with or promote it to. Yeah,
and it's real smutty. Yeah.
How would I describe the book? I would say
really, really good.
Oh, he's one of the
it.
best ones I've listened to, and I'll say this: the sex scenes are really well written, really well written. Yeah.
Did you listen to a different book?
What do you mean?
By a different guy?
No.
Which is on account of my book doesn't have any sex scenes in it.
I must have gotten a very special version then, because mine definitely had it in it.
You got the behind the scenes. You got the behind the scenes version. I don't know how to help. There's a tricky situation. You're in a business. Someone's doing a big smut book.
Yeah.
A little bit sexy.
Best to avoid.
I don't know. I think like I think you're right. I think we'd have to get in on the gossip and get bought into the culture.
You got to get in on the
Or-
goss. Yeah.
Like, because I just don't think you can avoid it. Like, candidly, I think like you're kind of between a rock and a hard. Because here's the thing: management very button up, very conservative. What's the worst they're gonna say? Oh, yeah, don't talk about the smutty book, guys. We prefer if you weren't mean to the guy that wrote the smutty book. Doesn't change nothing for you. You're ingratiated with everybody else except this guy.
I feel like you sort of you have to engage in the gossip because we know that if you don't, you're socially ostracized and you don't want that for yourself. So I think eventually at some point you're going to see the author of the book walk into an empty office room with HR and they will have a copy of it. And a conversation is going to take place behind those closed doors. It's really going to deal with this situation. And it's probably going to entail them saying, can you please not sell your fuck book to coworkers? And also, could you take it out of your email signature, the link of where to buy
Darren,
it? Because
we've noticed
clients are
over the last few
complaining.
weeks that a lot of your correspondence to our clients do include a link to your Etsy store
It's super weird.
where you are in fact selling the smutty book that we've heard so much about in the office, heard so much about in the break room, heard so much about around the water cooler, as the saying goes. Now, you know, one of the key policies that you sign when you join up with us is really a non-compete clause and a professionalism clause, which sort of says, you know, while you work for us, Penguin Publishing, you won't sort of promote other books outside of our publishing house. And it sort of seems to us that what's occurred is you publish your own book, you're trying to undercut our sales of our new sexy fun romance smutty book that we're selling by promoting your own sexy fun smutty romance book that you're selling. And that does seem like to be a direct competitor for us, I think. So we're gonna have to ask you to remove that from your email signature. And if you don't, then we will have to potentially look at terminating your employment with us, Penguin Publishing, who sells smutty fun sexy books famously, and also classics and whatever.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's gonna be much less weird if you do happen to work at a publishing house.
I think it would be less weird. Yeah.
I mean, if you work in an IT company and you're like, hey, also by the way, in my spare time and whenever you guys see me in the lunchroom, I am in there
it's
writing
like
some fuck stuff.
Accounting software company or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, also I write the fuck book.
Yeah.
I
Please
wrote
buy
the
it.
fuck book. Please buy it. Smutty
Maybe
book.
maybe you can ask him,
Right.
could you say, look, how about if we all buy 5 copies each? Will you stop talking about it?
Oh, okay. End game strategy.
Yeah.
Can you,
And he'll obviously come back and say, how about 3 copies and a 5-star review on Goodreads? They'll try and
Right.
haggle him down. And then you eventually come to a point where you've got sort of 5 copies of a fuckbook and your name is permanently on the internet endorsing it. But I feel like it's going to make the work life a hell of a lot easier, you know?
a lot easier. Does a question for you, James. Have you gone onto goodreads.com and reviewed Maynard Trigg and The Creature Beneath the Veil and given it 5 stars? I'm just asking out of curiosity. Do you rate that one on Goodreads?
Oh, it's so weird. My internet lagged out there for a second. I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so weird.
So strange because your internet's famously quite strong.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine. fine.
Sorry, really quick before we do end the show, before you did say that you're bad at writing poetry.
Oh, really bad at it.
Sort of just asked ChatGPT to write one about my friend David who can't write poetry. Oh, hold on. I'll ask it to please title this poem.
It didn't give it a title. AI, it's so slack these days. It's not even titling things.
Well, it's thinking about it. It's really, it's running through all the potential the ideas that it's
It's
got.
got too many good ideas. That's often a problem I have. I get it.
David, a poem without words.
What? Sorry,
Right.
I think
Sorry.
just not
I
to...
also read that as it was typing it and how slowly it typed it. It said, David, comma, let me think about this. A poem without words? Well, there's words in the poem, dude. Okay? It's very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
David may not know how to write, He's a friend who's always in sight. He may stumble with words and rhyme, but his loyalty lasts all the time. He may not craft a verse with ease, but his kindness flows like the breeze. Does the breeze flow?
Cool.
But okay. He's
Also, I don't know if anyone would describe me as kind, but sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hold criticism until the end of the reading,
Sorry.
please. Thank you. Thank you so much. His thoughts may not be on the page, but his heart is open like a sage.
Okay, sorry, continue.
He may not have the poet's skill, and his spirit shines brighter still. For poetry is not just in the pen, it's in the way we treat our fellow men. So though David may not write a line, his friendship is truly divine. And in this ode to my dear friend, I hope his value will never end.
That was kind of sweet, actually. What a delightful way to end our program. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this week's episode of The Advisory. We do this every Thursday at 6 p.m. AEST. Otherwise, you can find us on our socials, youtube.com/@BlackSwanSociety, or simply search Black Swan Society on YouTube. That is youtube.com/@BlackSwanSociety. You can find the VODs. You can find all of the stuff we do there. Otherwise, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at BLK Swan Society, at BLK Swan Society. Otherwise, if you want to watch us live every Thursday, you can find us on twitch.tv/Black Swan Society, wherever you are around the world. Shout out to our boy Intrepid stopping by, saying what's up. We appreciate the heck out of it. You too can join the conversation if you come watch us live, twitch.tv/Black Swan Society. Otherwise, if you're out in the world, okay, you're listening to this when you're driving your car to work. If you're listening to this while you're at the gym, if you're listening to this while you're going to the bathroom, I know people do that with podcasts. Okay, I'm aware of it. And you think to yourself, man, I have a dilemma. I have an issue in my life that I think these two smart, funny boys could solve. You can email us, blackswansociety.mail@gmail.com. That is blackswansociety.mail@gmail.com. Send us an email, ask for some advice, send us some feedback, but only if it's positive. And wherever you consume us, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and all of the other made-up platforms, please do consider giving us a rating or a review on your podcast catcher of choice. If you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and it's kind of funny, I might read it out at the end of the show. You could be kind of like slightly internet famous, which is very exciting. Otherwise, we will be back for The Advisory, 6 p.m. AEST next Thursday night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye. Oh, hang on. My phone's ringing. Sorry. One sec, guys. Sorry, hang on. David speaking.
Yo, David, I wasn't able to make it back yet, dude.
What's happened?
I don't think I'm going to be able to make the podcast this week. I'm still fucking stuck in this traffic,
What?
man.
Who was I just... Sorry, what?
I'm just saying, you can see I'm still stuck in this fucking traffic. This shit is just not moving. So
I've been talking to someone for like an hour and a half.
What do you mean?
I've been doing the podcast for like an hour and a half with somebody. With you, I thought.
With me? No, I've been stuck in... Dude, look at this. It's fucking bumper to bumper out here.
You still in the car?
I'm still... Yeah, I'm still... Yes, I'm still in the car.
Who have...
Oh my fucking
it's
God.
been fully...
Get over! God, dude, this is a nightmare.
We've been doing jokes. I've been doing bits.
What do you mean? With who?
I thought with you on the call. I'm a little confused now because I thought... Now I'm starting to wonder if that was all in my head. Maybe? And that's a little concern. I've never really had issues like that before.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I mean, maybe we push off to... Maybe we push off to like tomorrow afternoon.
You've been driving the whole time.
Yeah, this whole time. Why?
I need to make some calls, I think. I need to talk to my therapist, I think. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm a little worried, actually. That's that's unusual behavior for me. A little worried about that.
Totally. No, it sounds like you're going through some stuff right now. So I'm pretty busy myself, but you know, we'll chat. I'll give you a call when I get home or something, and we'll maybe like chat about it tomorrow when we do the stream.
I gotta go, man. I got some stuff I need to work out.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it this week, but We'll put it together. We'll do something.